Everyone hits a bump in the road. What do you do with it? Be inspired as we explore the ways people experience, navigate, and manage the ups and downs and twists and turns in this road trip called life. Welcome to another episode of Bump in the Road. The basic podcast is always free. We also have a premium subscription called Bump 2 that lets you listen in on extended behind-the-scenes conversations with our guests. Check it out at www.bumpintheroad.us. Given the choice, fresh out of school, would you follow passion or profit? Ashley Weisman followed her passion, and it led her to Greenlight Solutions. Greenlight is a 501c3 educational nonprofit that helps students launch their careers and helps businesses go green. Ashley says, "I wanted to live a life of purpose, of fulfillment, of passion, a life of meaning." And she is. Join our conversation about how the mindset of sustainability can have a positive impact for all of us. Ashley, welcome to Bump in the Road. If you would, tell us your story.
Hi, Pat. So great to be on the show. Thanks so much for having me. And so I would say my sustainability journey started when I was a kid. I actually started scuba diving at age 12. And I remember going back to the same reef multiple times throughout my childhood and seeing the level of degradation, honestly, and seeing the changes in the ecosystem. So I think from a young age, I was very in tune with the fact that our world is changing in good ways and in bad ways. And I actually started my my college career and my entire childhood as actually looking at becoming a singer. Yeah, very interesting pivot, right? So I actually had an agent, an acting agent, I was doing singing auditions. That was my life when I was a kid. And so I went to college for voice performance. My first semester of college, I had an incredible teacher. It's actually a public speaking teacher that talked about sustainability and talked about the fact that I could get a career in sustainability. And so I talked to him after class about this concept that he had mentioned, and I changed my major the next semester. So
What happened to the singing and the drama lessons and everything?
right. So that will always be important to me. I sing throughout every day, right? But I wanted that to be a hobby, and I found myself not as excited for practicing singing. I found myself more excited for writing these environmental speeches and these speeches that would really bring impact to this following that I wanted to pursue. So it was very interesting to find the real passion behind or my motivations, really.
And what great skills to have, no matter what.
Definitely.
So you went to school and you became interested in the sustainability movement. Talk about that a little bit.
Absolutely. So I got my bachelor's in sustainability, and then I went on to grad school to get my master's in sustainability solutions. And it was just incredible for me. Every day was so inspiring. Some days were really, really pulled at the heartstrings to see all of the challenges that we're facing as a society, as the human race, really. But my studies also really focused on the solutions and the fact that there's incredible solutions happening now, and there's incredible solutions being created every day. And now there's over 300 academic institutions that offer sustainability programs. So there's hundreds of thousands of people getting trained in these sustainability skills. So I found that really inspiring too.
Yeah, they seem to match up really well with a lot of the STEM projects, engineering, architecture, disciplines like that.
Absolutely. So sustainability, we talk about sustainability as a perspective, as a mindset, as a skill set, really. And it's something that can be applied to any sector, any type of job function. And we see sustainability in business as being strategic to business and the new way to do business, and the smart way to do business. So, doing less, using less, and doing business efficiently, and actually looking at business as far as the community that you are embedded in. How do you impact the community that you're embedded in? How do you look past profits and actually give back to your community? And how do you make decisions that will positively impact people across the world, but also generations to come?
I think that balance of profitability and passion is a tough one sometimes.
Absolutely. But it's interesting because the sustainability competencies out there, we talk about strategic thinking. We talk about futures thinking, so making decisions for today based on looking 10, 50, 100 years into the future. We look at systems thinking, understanding the interdependencies between your decisions. If you put fertilizer in your garden, with high phosphorus levels, then that's going to impact coral reefs. You don't think that those two things are dependent upon each other, but looking at the interdependencies, both spatially, understanding that things that happen in corporations in North America are creating droughts in Africa. Understanding those spatial interdependencies as well as temporal interdependencies across time. So understanding that the decisions that we make today are going to affect generations to come. So yeah, these are really complex things, especially when sustainability means different things to different people in different places. It's really complex. But businesses are strategically thinking about sustainability and really benefiting from it. The skill sets are there, the frameworks are there, and finally, all the partnerships and the priorities are there.
So, after you got out of school, you went to work in the not for profit world.
Yes, absolutely. So it was very interesting. So after my grad school, I was faced with the choice to either start my own business. I know I wanted to lead an organization. I know I wanted to start something from the ground up, but I could either start my own business, go on my own, or build up this incredible organization called Greenlight Solutions. So, Greenlight Solutions is a 501c3 educational nonprofit, and we partner students with local businesses to collaborate on sustainability projects. That's our main program. But we help students launch their careers in sustainability, and we help businesses go green. So this organization is very unique, and which is why I faced such a challenge with this decision. Greenlight Solutions was making incredible impact for 8 years, and we were 6 years volunteer led. So this means that I was faced with the challenge of, okay, this organization is great at impact, but not at the revenue yet. We're 100% volunteer led. Do I want to build up this incredible organization, really make it into a business so we can pay our people and expand? Or do I want to go on my own? And to be honest with you, it's taken me 2 years now, 2 years to get to full-time pay. So I think that's something that's a challenge that really, really resonates with a lot of entrepreneurs and solopreneurs, in startups. It takes 2 years to really bring in that revenue and make a living for yourself and expand. So I think that's something that hopefully listeners can resonate with.
What did your family think of this?
Yeah, they were not supportive for a long time. They said, okay, you graduated with magna cum laude, you got out of grad school with all of these industry connections. You could get hired anywhere and make, a great income. huge income. And you're throwing your life away, basically, is what they were saying. You're an idiot for working for little pay at this small nonprofit startup instead of going into a corporation doing sustainability there, all the things, right? But I'm really proud to say that 2 years later, these are the people that are rooting me on the most. These are the people that used to doubt me. These are the people that did not support my work or see the vision. But it really just goes to show that you need to focus on you. You need to do what is meaningful to you. And
What turned them around, do you think, in terms of their perspective on your activities?
I would say them seeing the success of it, seeing, oh wow, she's not giving up. This is not a passion project. This is a real life, incredible organization that's being built, and they're seeing the success of it and seeing that we're not going to stop. I think it's been really awesome to kind of see that shift in family and friends as we've grown this movement.
Now, you make the point that it's very similar to entrepreneurship in the for-profit world. What do you think are some of the differences in the not-for-profit world versus the for-profit world in terms of starting a business?
Wow, yeah. So I often say that it would be a lot easier to just have a for-profit business. To just go out, sell a product, and most of your purpose is to make that profit. Now, as a nonprofit, you have to make that profit still, to pay your people, in order to make more of an impact, in order to expand. Still have to keep the lights on. You're still a for-profit business, but you also have to be making the impact. So that's your number one priority. So it is incredibly difficult. And not only that, but we don't just have the one revenue stream of our product. For example, we have multiple revenue streams to worry about. And of course, putting impact first is always going to create challenges, but that's why it's rewarding and meaningful work.
What are some of the revenue streams?
Yeah, so we look at diverse revenue streams, donors, either one time or monthly, grantors, sponsors, event income, fundraising, events, you name it, and program revenue.
Well, what is program revenue?
Yeah, so program revenue is basically any income that you can make off that's not fundraising. So that's not the grants or donor side of things, but it's actual revenue that you're bringing in, just like any business.
Talk a little bit about how you match students with businesses.
Sure. So our classic project is our student-led sustainability project. That's our classic program. And students apply to work with us, businesses apply to work with us, and we partner about 5 students to one local business, and we meet that business's sustainability goals. So maybe they want to um, transition to a renewable energy portfolio. Maybe they want to have a zero waste event. Maybe they want to green their supply chain by reducing packaging, or switching their packaging to more sustainable materials. You name it. And the students work on these projects on a semester basis, so for about 4 months. And we really give them an entire professional development program. So they are trained in sustainability project management. So they learn transferable skills that really you can use in any field. And they follow our Green Light Guidelines project process. So our Green Light Guidelines is all of the sustainability best practices, all of the project management best practices built into one. And these are things that they're not teaching in school. These are applied This is applied learning and the skill sets that you're really expected to know on day one that they're not teaching in schools. These are things and skills that you really learn on the job. And our students have that competitive edge because they already have this experience working with real businesses on real world solutions for real resume experience before they ever even graduate college. So, really, we close that gap for applied learning in the higher education system.
That's really interesting. Do any of the businesses that you go into need help in defining their own sustainability goals?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a great question. And I find that very often businesses want to do good, they want to become more sustainable, but they're not really sure how. You know, maybe they're well, most businesses and most people's understanding of sustainability is really at the surface level. Many people think just recycling, for example, but it goes a lot deeper than that. And the more that we understand it, the more that we're educated on it, the more that businesses can reap the strategic business benefits of sustainability. And so I give them education. We talk thoroughly about their business and their business model, their business goals, and we really unpack, okay, what are the lowest hanging fruit and what can we strategize for the next year, whether it's in waste, water, energy, your people, your social impact, your procurement, your transportation, and the list goes on. And we really look at, okay, what's the ROI on these different initiatives? Where can we be more efficient? Where can we waste less? And where can we make an impact? So you're right. In these conversations with businesses, a lot of the time they'll apply and their application will be a bit bare. And so that's where our conversations come in to help them really realize um, those sustainability opportunities that might be right under their eyes.
What was your favorite project to date?
Wow, that is a great question.
You can choose more than one because I bet it's hard to choose.
Yeah, yeah. So we have implemented 62 sustainability projects since 2013. And we have worked with 52 local businesses. And so, yes, that's a very hard question, but I would say I'm biased. I started in Greenlight as a student volunteer. We coined them solutioneers. And so I started in the program as a student. And so that will always be my favorite project, the one that I personally contributed to in my first semester with Greenlight. And that was an event greening project where we went into this monthly music festival in Phoenix and brought all the composting, all of the recycling, and educated attendees on sustainability. So really that level of awareness, having those meaningful conversation with event attendees, but then also we diverted hundreds of pounds of compost as well as recycling.
On a global level, if you could choose, and it can be as big as you want, any sustainability project, what would you choose?
For Greenlight to be
Yeah,
involved.
for green light, or just let your imagination roam a bit. If there were one project you could take on to have an impact, what would that be?
Wow, that's a hard one. I would say I would love to work with I would love to work with a large corporation and really look at their sustainability goals, maybe create new goals and really look at how we can make sustainability the core to every single one of their departments. So not looking at sustainability as something on the side, not looking at it as extra, but making it the core of all of the corporation's operations in every department, making it a part of employee onboarding, just really my goal would be not to have a green team, not to have the sustainability club at the corporation, but to make the green team extinct. And people laugh when I say that and are confused by it. But really, if you think of the green team, it's the few people that are thinking green. I would want people to be thinking green without even knowing it. It's just a part of what we do. It's just how the corporation does things. And the corporations have such power and influence and impact that that this would be a very exciting project for me.
Yeah, I know. I look at all the packaging that goes with Amazon. I'm an Amazon junkie, I have to admit, and, it's really appalling when you look at it all, and even if it gets recycled, it seems like there should be a smarter way to package and ship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Doing um, using less and being more efficient. Of course, our resources are finite and we need to do business in a smarter way, a more innovative way. And again, these benefits of sustainability are strategic. They are beneficial. It's protecting your bottom line. It's retaining your employees. It's meeting consumer demand. It's improving your positive brand perception. It's increasing efficiency. It's risk management. It's all of the things that businesses care about and need to be doing. And really, we're at the point where if you're not doing business sustainably, you're going to be left behind. You're going to be left behind. It's just the way people do business now, and that's only going to increase. You know, they. I'll discuss a survey. They surveyed 1,000 consumers, and they said, when making a purchase, is product sustainability important to you? And regardless of age and gender, 68% of respondents rate sustainability as important when making a purchase. 68%. And not only that, but 1/3 of consumers said they would be willing to pay 25% more for sustainable products. Now, this is just two stats of many that say people want sustainability.
Oh, no, my pet peeve in terms of I have several pet peeves,
Same.
but one of them is appliances. They are made to be obsolete, and they just go
Yep,
into our landfills, and I personally would love to see appliances that are repairable and have a greater longevity. I'd be very happy to pay extra for that.
absolutely.
Where do you think Greenlight will be in 5 years?
Well, that's a very exciting question. And we've grown our board of directors to 7 members, and we're bringing another 3 board members on this year. And so our vision will continue to grow. The vision for us is we want to help more students launch their sustainability careers and more businesses go green. We want to be that one-stop shop, that all-you-can-eat buffet for sustainability. So we will be coming out with a sustainability reporting dashboard this year that we're very excited about, that will help businesses to make pledges on sustainability commitments and measure this data in waste, water, energy, their people, their social impact, and help them measure this data. Of course, you can't manage what you don't measure. Help them measure this data and then help them to do more sustainability projects with us to really improve their sustainability performance, and really move the needle in this space. Not only that, but we're coming out with more opportunities for our students to find employment in sustainability after graduation. So at this time, actually 90% of our alumni, 90% of our alumni are employed or in graduate school. I want that to be 100% employed, 100% employed in sustainability roles. So that is our goal for the future, finding more opportunities, getting connected to all of the businesses that now have sustainability roles open in their organizations. We've seen such a spike in just the past few years in sustainability jobs in LinkedIn, for example. We want to be that direct connection for our students.
Thank you for joining us today. I hope you found something in today's podcast that inspires you along your own life's path, because sometimes a bump in the road is actually a portal into a more conscious and meaningful life. You can subscribe to our free podcast at www.bumpintheroad.us or become a premium member to hear the full conversation. Just go to www.bumpintheroad.us for more information and to sign up.